Man, Sunday. The hottest day of the week. It was like 100. It was horrible. Yes. It was scary. So freaking horrible. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're live. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Talking about the things that everybody likes. Yep. The you. The heck is... What are you guys doing? Okay, I got you. You're remote. I understand. All right, cool. Side messages on the side. It's always cool. Can you turn the ambient down there, mod? Yeah, that's good. Messages on the side. So what do you fear? What are you scared of? Christianity, Islam, information, the war of information, religion, extremism, media framing of both, the hate crime, the human psychology part of it, the human psychological threat. Christianity and Islam, enormous, gigantic, cover the globe, kind of like your sprinkles on your ice cream, right? Your sundaes, your favorite dessert. Don't want to go without it. Sometimes you can. Yep. Internally diverse religions wrapped in each other. Believe it or not, scholarly research, yes, wrapped in each other. Watch a few shows from the past on CJTV. We've covered a few of these little aspects of wrapped in each other. Symbiotic circle. The billions of people, neither religion can be treated the same just because of a behavioral group now. Yeah, behavioral groups. The separatists in the group. The internal mechanism, kind of like the evil of bureaucrats. The last stream we did. Semester's about to kick off. Let's get ready for it. But before we do anything, let's show this. The actual paper's out for all you people that are starting to start as far as university. Forgive the glare, but it's bright. It's a PDF. Download it, use it. All the central questioning for you. What you're going to learn here, hopefully. If you'll take something away from it, the introductions, the recent information, the context of 2026 and the research. Yep. All of these fantastic government agencies, acronyms, the ABC soups that you hear all the time on your favorite live streams, your broadcasts. Yep. It's all included. Table of contents and all the show's topics. We're not going to bore you to death. We're just going to get straight to the point. Your psychological fear. We're not downing Islam or praising Islam. We're not downing Christianity or praising Christianity. It's the research. What do you fear? Do you fear the crime? Do you fear the violence done with the, media framing of one religion being posted out there all over the place? Or one religion being posted as the extremist ideological bad group? Who are the bad people? Can you convince someone you're good? Or does it take the actions of one, too many? Yeah, you got questions for research, too. Typically, these would be questions for people doing a live stream. But it's not intended that way in this document. It's a thesis questions, people, for those of you that are researchers. Your academic terms, common in all of your resources. Download it, use it. And your supplementary government sources for, yes, the United States and the European theater, since this is something that, it's rather big on both, so to say, continents of the globe. Continent. The countries on the continents. Yep. Research shows that violent extremism is better understood through combinations of identity and grievance. Yeah. Perceived threat, social norms, group norms, moral justification, social networking, social justification as well. Yeah, the justification. Who's talking about it? The norm of the group. Speaking on the moral justification. Yeah, is it socially a network moral ought to, ought not? The sacred values, even the scared values, the fear, the political context, the political content, the words. Remember last episode, if you watched it, the bureaucracy, the words, the euphemistic, the beauty and the style of the charismatic presentation, the presenter. Believe me, going to make sure my eyes do not become mud covered or black. Research always has an endeavor But for this right now tonight, it's based on psychology and the framing of the media view. Are you watching this show, or are you waiting to find out if there's going to be another missile launched somewhere on the globe? What's your intent? What's your intent for watching the media anyway? Is it to get the fear factor from it? Between the Islamic terrorists, the Christian terrorists, the ideologies, the holy wars, the crusades, the beginning of the hostile attitude against Christians, the hostile attitude against Islam and Muslims? Man, how many identities in Christianity are there? How many of you have been in a specific piece of the country and you see multiple types of identified churches? Multiple types. Yeah, there's a lot of diversity. The Christian nationalists, the Christian nationalism. Well, who's the real nationalist? Who's the real nationalist? What? Euphemistic representative. Is it Joel Osteen? Is it the rich churches? Is it the mega million churches? Yeah, the popular political religious ideology, the media, the TV show. It comes in both packages, both forms. I've always said if you watch one, watch the other. If you watch your favorite, I don't know, Christian evangelical live stream, watch an Islam one. Yes, listen to an imam. Then go listen to the opposite conjecture to what an imam would say, but you never really hear Christianity in a church arguing what's being said from a mosque, from an imam, a pastor and an imam. You never hear that. Nobody wants to do that research. Why? Because nobody wants to be that thing called racist. Yeah, fear. Nobody wants to be titled that bigot, bias. Nobody wants that. Everybody's scared. You kind of like you can't say the word, the N-word, soft A, hard R. What about the white word with a hard, crisp C, or are you going to just put a K in front of it? Yeah, you're going to claim it? You're going to own it? You're going to claim fear for Islam? You're going to claim fear for Christianity? Well, you got to claim the ideology, the media sourcing, the rhetoric, yeah, the primary scholar foundation. You got to look into that too. What's the fundamental, the residual effect of anti-Semitism? Yeah, anti-Semitism. Everybody thinks that anti-Semitism is just toward a specific group of people. Oh, contraire, wrong. Do your historical research. The fear of religious hate crimes. It's a victimization residual. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Catholicism, whatever it is. So it's not singular fascinated. It's not singular faceted. I said singular fascinated because what fascinates you? You click on the anti-Christian, anti-Islam, anti-Satanist. Ooh, had a show about that a little while ago too. So, what's the anti-fascist? Right? Anti-Semitism? Fascists. Against what? Your own fear? Do you know the real foundation? Who's actually read a Bible page 1 to page last? A Quran page 1 to page last? Which way did it read? Where did you get it from? It's one of those things you have to ask yourself. Was it a westernized mosque or westernized imam? Something printed in the United States, printed in the European theater, but not from the origins? The origins meaning the true land of the religion. Where did it come from? Most would say Christianity, Israel. Wrong. Again, had that argument the other day with people. Yep. The people of God. People of Jesus. Israel. Have you been there? Yeah. No. Well, where are you getting this from? Well, it's written. Where? Who wrote it? Fear is not the same thing as risk, people. The risk of finding out something new. Fear is a facet of self-crime. Temporal. What you see, what you hear. Episodic memory. You open up the filing cabinets of your mind and relate what you see temporal in front of your face. Processing to historical venue. Episodic memory recall. Fear is a crime and a psychological judgment shaping experiment and experience. You're experimenting with it because you're going to temporal yourself into endorphin, dopamine, tetraphine, get mad, fiend out. Yes. Because of fear. Not really identifying something. Research on religion and fear, it's all subject to interpretation of the attachment of crime. Is it really a crime based on religion, or is it a crime against religion, or is it a crime because the specific religion says in text or ideology, right? Edict, rhetoric, to commit the crime? That's what you have to understand. What's the most distorts the religious risk perception? Vivid attacks, repeated framing, group shortcuts, missing base rates. Well, the missing base rates for statistics. Don't jump ahead of yourself here, mods. The visibility, the social trust, the social media and the crime, the religious worldwide views, the location, the influencer. Location's key. Location is critical and location is key. Where in the world are you hearing this? Are you in the UK, European theater, United States, Middle East? Where are you at? Where are you getting the dump of the information? Humans use social categories, people, to specify a complicated world, complicated environment. Religion is a complicated environment. No one's an expert, even those that go to theology school. No one. They can argue it all day long. Read from the pages. Right to left, left to right, up and down, down and up. Doesn't matter. No one's a true expert on it. Why? Because it's 2026. The religions have historical venue. It's kind of like you go to a church and you listen to people argue that our Savior rose from the dead. Islam stayed dead. In the scriptures, in the pages. Once a group becomes connected with the danger of interpretation or the danger of influence, people begin treating the religion itself as a threatening category. Itself becomes a warning signal. The religion, a warning signal. The words, you hear it, you see it. Now the endorphin, the dopamine, the tryptophan, the angry, we must get them before they get us. So what is it? Is it your fear psychologically? Is it rare? Is it vivid? Is your fear so emotionally intense that it locks you up? You don't want to have that conversation. You don't want to have that discussion with somebody because you're scared of the response. You're scared of the influence of others around you on others around you, against you, stomping down your fear, your psychological nightmare that you're vividly broadcasting to society via live stream. How many of you watch live streams where it's nothing but, fear of Christianity, fear of Islam, fear, they're coming to get us, they're going to do this. Now, there is that complication of one doesn't embed well with each other. Yeah, sure. Two religions. Sugar, and a sour, sweet and sour. They'll work well together, right? Peanut butter and jelly does. Salt and pepper. Sour and sweet. Sugar and shite. Yeah. Fear can run. Yes, fear can run in more than one direction psychologically. Yes. It's on this thing. Same for Christian extremism. Naming the moment is different from indicating a religion. Yeah. Naming the moment of what? The fear, the terror, a criminal act, a crime? What are you really afraid of? The religion or the criminal act that has been tied to a religion? Europe, the knifings. Yeah, everybody's got an incised weapon. Everybody's out stabbing. You hear that all the time. Yeah. Are you fearful of the crime? Or are you fearful of the Islamic terrorist? Are you fearful of the white Christian nationalist? Yeah, white Christian nationalist. Do your own research. Crime there too. Criminal activities. Are you fearful of the actual movement? Are you fearful of the religion? Are you fearful of the extremism in the religion? Or is it the crime itself that you fear? You're not going down the street worried about a Quran flying through the window or a Bible flying through the window and hitting you in the head and causing a massive traffic pileup and multiple dead bodies everywhere. It's the action. It's the euphemistic, look at me. I'm peaceful. You can approach me. Then boom, terror, psychological fear. The threat perception. When a category starts to feel dangerous, so to say. A category in the religion. Extremist, terrorist, right? Recruitment, development. the development of the criminal actor, the person, the group, the object direction, the situation that causes harm, and the detail of it. The highly publicized attack versus the non-publicized attack. We know what I'm saying here. The stuff you see every day on social media, the TV, what's going on, what's happening. Yeah, the Islamic. What is this? Fear can genuine without. No. You guys got more nodes going again. More nodes. The religious symbols. Yep. High publicized attacks. Name the accident. Name the religious symbol. Name the threat. Name the religious symbol. Name the violence. Name the religious symbol. Name the crime. Name the person. Name the object of temporal interpretation of what one should be or perceived as because you look at them. Your fear, psychological. Are they attached to a symbol? Oh, their face is covered. Shemigog, burqa. But what? Is it a balaclava? Oh my gosh. Is it the extremist? It's cold outside. Winter's coming, as Jon Snow would say. Yes. It's here. The interpretation, the fear aspect. You see it. You don't know the difference. You couldn't tell the difference from a shamag or a balaclava if you had to from a distance, but the formation of the overgeneralization of society. That's the conclusion. The evidence in your head, the temporal effect, you see it, so boom, fear, psychologically. My gosh, when's the last time you drove past the church? You saw the masses in the cars. You saw all the people rallied outside. What was about to happen? Was there a lynch mob about to happen? Were they going to go burn houses down? Fear. You didn't know. The application of temporal. How you're going to process the information. A symbol can trigger fear, people, without there being any evidence of danger whatsoever. Why? Media, mainstream media, social media, what you're going to choose to sit down and watch tonight, what you're going to flip through, what triggers your tryptophan, what triggers your endorphin, your dopamine, your anger level, your fear level. Everybody likes a good scare and a good nerve push. Yep. Homogeneity. Are they like that? Yeah. Not hetero, but homogeneity. Are they really like this? The group homogeneity is the tendency to perceive members of another group or similar to one or another of members of their own group. Do you see yourself as a threat? Or do you see all others as a threat because it doesn't look like you? Doesn't interpret things the same way you do. You don't see it the same way. Why? Primarily because you're not educated in it. That's just fundamentally the basis of it. Here's the example. We have car mechanics on the planet. Yeah, car mechanics. New cars come out. New tools, new technology. Mechanics have to go to school, get a little bit of education on the new technology, right? The new IT. Well, it's not like Islam and Christianity are a new Tesla. You got to argue it based on what? The education, the homogeneity of it. Are they like you? Or are they different from you? Even if they look like you, but they may not be the same, that's triggering psychological fear. Then the symbol, then the name, then the ideology, the rhetoric, the temporal, eyes, ears, even the smell. What about the food? Anybody go to the Islam market local in your own town? Smell the food? Anybody know what a good lamb pita is? If you've ever been in the box before, find the dirtiest pita stand. The guy that's greasy, nasty, it stinks, it's smelly. Yep, the meat looks disgusting, looks almost just bad on the outside, rotten, but it all gets cut off and the meat on the inside. Why? It's preserved. Kind of like the pioneers in the West, America. The same thing. For those of you that know how to preserve your own food. What's the difference? There's homogeneity in that. Good old-fashioned food. The fear. But we can attach it to Islam, Dr. Mike. We can attach it to the symbol. Okay. Where's the educational factor in what you're seeing? The similar, the homogeneity. The common denominators. Is there a double standard that's being displayed? One would argue a bias because you yourself are uneducated, and the lack of education in the interpretation of Islam and Christianity creates psychological fear. Education, people. as posted when this thing started. We're not downing Islam. We're not pro-Islam. We're not against Islam. We're not downing Christianity. We're not pro-Christianity. We're not against Christianity. This is about you and your psychological fear of interpretation. What you see. The offender. Yeah. Were they Christian? Were they Islamic? Were they part of the extreme ideology or rhetoric of it? The violence, the outgroup, the outlier, the person, you, psychologically. How's it triggering you? Where are you getting your information? And yeah, we got the 3 nodes going, guys. We've got them. Those are university nodes that you're seeing, like, right over there. Why? Because everybody's moving in. Yay. We're live on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube. You got a comment, kick it in, man. It's open. Something called the First Amendment, right? Freedom of speech. Keep it clean. Yep. Heuristic, the availability. The crime, you remember, feels more common. Everybody, 9/11, the terrorist bombings, London, Europe, the recent stabbings. Yeah. What about the UK? Sex, the rape gangs. Something you feel more connected to. The commonality of the information. Your social media. Your favorite daily news. Fear. Your favorite podcaster. We're not slamming any of those either. But the credibility, validity, and the heuristic reliability, the availability of the heuristic is a mental shortcut in which events are easier to remember because it's more frequent with you. You watch it all the time. Yeah. Terrorist attack, it's coming. Why? Because we saw it. We've been warned. Who's been on YouTube lately or Rumble or your favorite social media and seeing all kinds of chat GPT and AI formed pictures with missiles, bombs, images? World War III, death from above. Get water, buy gas. The food is going to run out at Walmart, H-E-B, Kroger's, the superstores, Piggly Wiggly, whatever your superstore. Yeah, but suddenly, it's not a national emergency. And it's all, what? A tie or attached to something. The majority of the time, there's a religious avenue to the attachment, the risk, the high memorable moment for you, the heuristic, the emotional intensity. It can make your psychological process or your psychopathy in the moment have a dominant risk factor of failure and put you in harm's way because your brain's not on track, to be honest with you. Yeah, the amygdala's not working very well. You're not even able to recognize something that would be common, normal, pretext violence because you're looking for something else. Yep, the numerically uncommon, the statistical. How many people on the planet have truly been a victim of religious terrorism? Hate crimes developed from religious ideology, edict, rhetoric. How many? You got to do that. You got to do that statistical research yourself to find out. The separation of who, what, when, and where, how. One would say, I can remember several examples. Yeah. Have them state them. Statistically break them down. And then break down the commonalities. What was the crime? Was it really religious motivated? What was it? What did the courts deem it as? What did the government? Now everybody knows, trust the government. They won't lie to you. The bureaucrats are a euphemistic pleasure machine. No, they're liars too. They're liars too. Just like all of the representatives of specific religions will lie to your face. Yeah, Christianity and Islam lie straight to your face. Identify the visibility of fear in you to convert, conform, recognize theirs. Yeah. The fear of victimization if you don't conform or transition over from one to the other or accept the faith. The fear, psychological. Like I said, we're not downing either one. We're not giving praise to any religion either. It's about you, psychology, the fear. You identify it visibly. Yeah. The frontal temporal, you hear it, you see it. You're having the conversation, the communication with somebody. You're interpreting the social media, the news networks, what you see. The identity of visibility. It means a person's interpretation of religious identity can be recognized or assumed by others through symbols, clothing, names, institutions, public practices, identity visibility. Fear, you're seeing it. You hear it. What about audible? What do you hear? What kind of music do you hear? Does it sound like something from the Middle East, or is it really from India? Or is it really from another country? But it's not from a country that's ID'd by someone in society as being the sandbox or the Middle East. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, especially military veterans. Some of you law enforcement girls and guys and ladies and gents, cats out there with the badges and the fast cars. You understand? You have to deal with that ignorance every day. Protests, finger pointing, yelling and screaming. What does it accomplish? Nothing. It develops more psychological fear. Yeah, it's the application. My gosh. Everywhere you look, the cross, the clergy clothing, the mosque, the church, the religious identity, the religious schools. They become targets, not because of an individual kid, individual child, but because of what the symbol represents to an offender, the one who is psychologically in heuristic fear right now, because it's something that's easy to remember. Mass killings that happened over here. So we need to take them before they take us. It's not rocket science, people. Psychological fear. You yourself. Temporal, episodic memory trauma, your recall. So we got the nodes going. Can people unlearn a category danger association through meaningful contact and better reporting? Yeah. It's kind of like choosing a good car mechanic, right? How many of you have seen those car insurance? Your car got 100,000 miles on it. Get this legendary car save. Some of those cool car companies got to do the same thing. Something as simple as a car insurance, right? What insurance is the best? What city's the best to move to? What state? Every city has its good and its bad, people. Every state has its good and its bad. Every religion has good and bad. Oh my gosh. The homogeneity and the heterogeneity of the religions. The indifference. The encompassment. It's a religion, so there's a homogeneity to it. Yeah. Then there's the detail of the ideology, the belief system, the heterogeneity. Religion is not a crime category, people. It's not. Everybody likes to place it that way. Crime category, well, it's Islam, it's terrorism, it's Christianity, it's hedonistic. They're the nationalists. Yeah, look at England, look at Europe. Took over everybody, pressed Christianity, Catholicism, Protestant. Well, you ever heard of that word colonizer before? In society, temporal, the image, you're not seeing it, but yeah, you see it every day with Westernism, clothing, identity, music, cars, what you're buying, what you're listening to. Anybody ever heard of a terrorist that just did not want to do terrorism because they were Westernized? Yeah, music, porn, sex, public, sin sells, Islam falls, and a singular entity, singular person. Therefore, they weren't a good Muslim. Therefore, a good Christian fell for the same thing. Therefore, they were not a good Christian. Yeah. The homogeneity of a society falling to the individual heterogeneity of a person. Yeah. The victimization, general self-offense. Yep. It's all based on location too, people. Where you live, what you see, what's predominant. Take the UK. Go back 10 years. How many mosques were there 10 years ago? Do your research in 2026 and compare how many mosques there are today versus 10 years ago in the UK. Do the same thing for the United States. Increase. Also for churches. Well, just because it's not labeled as a church on the highway, it's still an institution of religious practice. Do your own research on it. See how many have been constructed in your county or your state that are something you don't even recognize. You don't even know what it is. You don't even understand what the religious aspect of the name is. Why is it called this? The legal classification, the scientific complication of the census of identity, the religious beliefs, people. Yeah, the census. Christianity, religious count. Countries do this. How many of a specific religion are in this country? You don't think the United States does it under approximation and statistical venue? The answer is yes. It's called research. Scholarly, universities, churches, schools, specific universities, schools that are fundamentally religious based. Do their own research. Yeah. The mechanisms of religious research and religious practice. Also recognize the non-religious movements too. Why? It's the competitor. Yes, the competitor, the anti-your religion, the fear that your religion is not going to be the overwhelming religion of power. Look at Islam. In government, yeah, all over the place. In government, everywhere. Numbers increasing. European theater, United States. Look at Christianity. The same. Good grief. What about everybody's favorite doctor on TV? Now suddenly it's, well, he's Islamic. Oh my God. Didn't know that. All the TV shows, all the social media. Put it in the chat if you know who I'm talking about. Come on. Freaked everybody out the other day. All over the internet. Man, Islamic? What? Oh, he must be a part of the extremist violence. Like Fauci. No, two different levels of violence. Two different measures of violence. Misinterpretation, right? The nostalgic grin of a bureaucrat or bureaucrat influenced. Extremism and violence. It's a narrow question, people. It's not narrowed like ordinary crime. It isn't. Ordinary crime. Legal definition, legislative law, executive, judicial review. Religious crime is not. Fundamentally, there's a more of a deeper embedded level. Social networks, perceived injustice, the identity of the group fusion with each other. What are the grievances? Historical or in the moment? Don't look at me, you disrespected me. Or is it a historical pretext of teaching? How many of you lived with, well, just don't stare at them, that's disrespectful. Don't stare at grandma, she'll lose it. Don't disrespect granddad, don't look him in his eye. Is it historically a developed grievance? The identity fusion for what you were taught? The moral justification of you're right, they're wrong, and then now you suddenly find yourself falling and conforming to social networks? Homogeneous networks? Not recognizing the heterogeneity of the world? The singular entities? It happens. What does that create? It creates a systematic review, self, you, and of those, your constituents, your social identities, your social networks, a systematic review of quantified fear. Yeah, because that's what you were taught. That's what you were taught. Just is what it is, people. Christian nationalism is not Christianity. Uh-oh, just insulted some people. People are mad now. We hate this guy, Dr. Mike. He said Christian nationalism is not Christianity. No. Scholarly point of view, research, theologian. Yeah. Those that go to seminary to learn. Yeah, it's not. Christian nationalism generally refers to an ideology that basically fuses a specific or a portion of Christianity with national identity and political power. It's a nationalist. But there's nothing in the United States that says Christianity is the religion of the United States. Now, is there? Ooh. So it has nothing to do with Christianity, but it's an establishment of nationalistic behavior. A nationalist. Yeah. Somebody find me the law in the United States where it says Christianity is the religion of the United States. Doesn't exist, people. Doesn't exist. Now, it may be the most popular religion, the most widely syndicated religion individually, the homogeneous of a specific race, creed, person, or culture. But now something's coming in, and now psychologically it's fear for you. You're like, man, we're glad it was over there years ago. Yeah, GWAT. Now it's here. Oh my gosh. Really? Is it? Is it here? Is it in your front yard? Really? You scared to go out to the park because a Moab's going to hit you? No, I'm not saying there will be a sporadic or crime of opportunity. Sure, happens every day. Read the news. Watch your favorite live streams. Yeah. Back to the make people hurt, the Christian nationalist. Oh my gosh, he's not talking about the Islam. This guy's a professor. He's in the United States. He's supposed to be talking bad. No. Good and bad and all. Bad both ways. Under certain conditions with support, the Christian nationalists can resort to what? Political violence. Yes. Do your own research. Yeah. How many bombs actually went off at the Capitol building? Yeah, prior to what people would say, January 6th, the worst thing, worse than Pearl Harbor. How many remember bureaucrats saying that? Especially one prior vice president literally said it, national TV. January 6th was worse than Pearl Harbor. Stupid moron. Said it on national TV. Yeah. But how many bombs went off in the Capitol building historically? The venue. Identify Christian nationalism in the actual bombs that did go off in the Capitol. Do your own research. Wasn't one, wasn't two, was more than 8 historically, years before January 6th. Yeah. Some of those acts of violence were attached to Christian nationalists. Yeah, oh my gosh, terrorism of your own, what one would perceive to be the religion of the United States, but it's the dominant religion, yeah, but it's not legally the religion. Oh my gosh, scholarly research. Now, I'm not saying bad things happen. I'm not saying bad things don't happen. In both religions, Islam and Christianity, you've got to be able to argue it, right? Statistically, credibility, reliability, set precedent from past investigation, and laws that have been, legislatively developed by the executive members of the government to be enforced by those executive members that, first hands of judiciary review. An extremist movement should be analyzed at the level of its doctrine, network, leadership, recruitment, and behavior. Well, yeah, one would think that that's what an investigation would give or deliver, but that's all based on education of the investigators, correct? Who is the smartest or sharpest investigator in the tool shed at the time? Now we got another poll. What is another poll? What must come first in a group comparison? Clear definitions, same offense measure, the denominator, motive evidence. Clear definitions. Yeah, clear definitions. Yeah, expialidocious. What does that mean? Pepe Le Pew. What is that? Perfume, or is it a skunk cartoon character? Clear definitions. Christian nationalist, Islamic extremist. Islamist extremism is not Islam. Oh, just made some people even more angry. It's not. It's pretty much a tied, heterogeneity to homogeneity of recognition of what could happen in specific religions pushed at an extreme level for particular political power, fear, identity, the fusion, the grievances, the historical venue. You got to understand it, the detonator problem, and the detonator problem is lack of information, lack of education, lack of knowing what you're reading, lack of knowing what you're listening to. Now, there is that problem of what? Society's basically blending. Everybody hears that term. Yeah, we need some culture. We need some more people of different race, different creed, different religion, sociologically embedded in our country. Yeah, we need that cultural diversity. Well, it doesn't work that way all the time because you have the detonator problem. The detonator problem is self-temporal identification, what you see, what you hear, what you know, and what you do not know. It's all based on education. Now, you can't slam one without slamming the other, one would say. You can't not watch the Democrat, convention if you're going to watch the Republican, because you got to know what's being rebutted. The heterogeneity and the homogeneity in both sides. You got to understand it. That's the detonator. The total population the interpretation, the rate and the number of the detonator. Society is its own self-detonator. When society says a specific group, produces a certain number of offenses, well, unless we have the actual true size, investigative results, and as the poll said, clear definitions, offense measurement, the denominator, society is the detonator. That creates the denominator. Lack of information, lack of interpretation. Then suddenly, law enforcement falls prey to it. Yeah. Is it truly a terrorist act? Is it an act of violence? Is there a hate crime or an inflection of anti-Semitism or anti-symbol, anti-point of view? Then it falls down to the denominator that affects the detonator, which is the total population inherent to the information that's being given out. Think about the shows you watch. Think about what you see on social media. Think about what you're going to look at tonight. Yep. Now we're going to go bomb Iran some more. Go get those Islamists. Okay. Is it about nukes or is it about the Islamist regime? Society separates the two. Society has that homogeneity and society would have that heterogeneity. You're still seeing it from two different levels, but the majority of society doesn't even understand the definition of homo or heterogeneity, the separation of it. Got to understand those. The non-denominator, the non-serious comparisons, the serious denominator, and the serious comparisons. Thus, the emphasis of statistical review, education, and scholarly interpretation. What is this node saying? There's a lot here on the node. 1, 2, 3. We got the 3 nodes going again. Freaking university. I bet you it's packed. I'll be there tomorrow. Trust me. Be there tomorrow. Let's run a few more things because I don't want to burn your Sunday night. So I got a long drive to go across the state and hit a main campus. Let's talk about what nobody really wants to talk about, that insults everybody, makes everybody cry, makes everybody get flabbergasted and get angry and, I don't know, have stupid media conversations like a few I saw last night real quick. Saw them and it just clicked right off of them because they're wastes of time in society. All right. Muslim, the word is not Islam. Christian is not Christianity, just like Christian nationalist is not Christian. Political power, the legal category, the definition, the behavior, the heterogeneity, the homogeneity that ties it together and separates them, even within themselves. Yes, I'm Muslim. Are you Islamic or an Islamist or are you Muslim? Go talk to someone that is using the exact language, the application. Islamist, Muslim, jihadist, terrorist, offender, believer, Christian, saved. Man, saved from what? The shark attack with the sharks with the laser beams? Saved from what? The flying pterodactyl or the camel with a grenade in its mouth? Yeah, we know what I'm talking about here. Yeah. Knowing how to use the language. Stop watching dum-dums on social media and live streams that have zero education. It's like watching ballistic interpretation videos about the Charlie Kirk homicide. Yeah, homicide. All death is homicide. Manner and means. The details of it. Thus, forensics, preparation for presentation using experts. Yeah, practitioners in specific fields that have vast education about one topic and one specific topic only. And everybody you see out there shooting gel, meat, they're not ballistic anything. I was a Ranger Navy Delta Martian killer on a space shuttle submarine, and we can tell you how Charlie Kirk died. Shut up. No. Same thing with religion, Christianity and Islam. The religious identities, temporal in your head. Christianity is a global religion. So is Islam. So are many other religions. Do you understand what you're talking about when you're using specific language, tradition? development, historical pretext of development, where it came from, who, what, when, where, and how. How many times did Muhammad approach the Hebrew clergy and tribes to ask for acceptance so he could be Hebrew and was turned down? Do your own research. Go talk to a real imam in a real mosque, not a westernized mosque in the United States, not a westernized mosque in Europe or the UK. In the box. Yeah, go where I went. Have a conversation while everybody's outside saying, why in the hell is he in there so long? Have a conversation. Eat. Sit down. Yeah. Keep your shit on you, of course. You know what I'm talking about, your kit. But have a conversation. That's what I did. I'm not pro-Islam. I'm not anti-Islam. I'm not pro-Christianity. I'm not anti-Christianity. I'm saying homogeneity, heterogeneity, education, basic reasoning, linguistic venue, ideological recognition, and religious population all come together. Why? Religious population, even those that are in a religious population, still can't identify their own. Simple. Go find a good Christian. Go find a good Christian. Seriously. Go find one. Ask them what a Christian nationalist is. Oh, they're going to come up with all kind of crap. All kind of crap. Just like you go into a Christian church. No, the Israelis are not the chosen people of God. Israel, the country, is not the chosen of God. Man. I guess Zelensky pissed off God when he said, we are the chosen people. The Ukraine. Anybody remember that? How come there weren't lightning bolts from heaven or hell coming down there? Yeah, the interpretation. Where are the people from? The mass. What? The migration. Oh, it's all mixed up now. The legal categorization of the synonym of who is who. Are you Islamic? Are you Muslim? Are you saved? Are you a Christian? Or do you practice Christianity? Or are you just a Protestant? Oh my gosh. Russia. The Soviet Union. Protestant. Jesus. The church. God. But they're the enemy. Russian. Really? So I guess the Christian nationalists of a country that have political power, that are pro-Jesus, pro-Christianity, I guess they would be bureaucrat Christian nationalists against a Protestant country that recognize the same faith foundation as you. Oh, like I said before, here it comes. Let's hurt feelings and make everybody upset because you watch social media and you listen to all these bureaucrats talk. Is what it is. You got to educate yourself, people. Simple. Thus, when I say education, hold on a minute. Let's bring this back up because I think it's cool. We try to put these out every time, we do an episode or throw something out there. Why? Because it's scholarly. Do your own research. You don't believe me? Download it. You can download it. Go to the Facebook, Dr. Mike Lee G, or just send me a freaking email, or go to the LinkedIn, find me, and it's posted. Download it, guys. It's free. Everything. We don't talk about everything, but we talk about a lot. And to back it up, I know people think, oh, this guy's crazy. He's insane. No, here's all the scholarly research, and we only go back like 3 to 4 years. And we also include your government supplements, too, for the United States and the European theater. Go download it, people. Please do. Go download this bad boy. You're like, man, why is this guy doing this show? I had a conversation with somebody that didn't even understand the difference between Christianity, Islamic, and Christian nationalist. And they were a executive member of a judiciary review section of the United States. Yes. Had some power, some interpretive power, judgmental power, and still didn't even have a nugget of knowledge of what the differences were. So yeah, the pissing you off, the bureaucrats, Christian, Putin, Russia. Well, they recognize Jesus and Christianity too. Protestant. Yes. So they're your enemy, huh? Yeah. Yes, we're Christians in the United States. Israel, the people of God, the God's chosen people. Well, Zelensky said it worldwide. Worldwide. How come you're not angry at Zelensky, and you're angry at Russia. All these great American space shuttle ninja private contractors went over to be embedded with Zelensky in the Ukraine against a country that worships the same God. But Zelensky is now challenging the interpretation of the Christian nationalist, the political power of a country. Good choice, guys. Go spend all that money. Yep. There was that euphemistic stare, that smile, that sucker punch, black eye to you, not to me, the bureaucrat. Now you're here. Psychological fear once you learn the truth. Yep. A Muslim is not Islamist, people. Yeah, Christian nationalist is not Christianity. Things that you don't understand. Go download the document. Anyway, we've been here for almost an hour. So we got to know university's kicking off. For those of you that are university, that's kicking off. So I'll be traveling tomorrow, going to the campus. Yes, going to the larger campus. Be there pretty much a good part of the morning. Then I'll be back there again all day on the 20th. So if you're on campus, hunt me down. If you got questions, shoot me an email. Now, we can't cover everything here on a live stream that's in the document. And this is by no means a replacement for a classroom. It's not. Go get an education, all right? Understand that the majority of the garbage you're watching on the news, social media, live streams, even when bureaucrats and politicians talk, they're talking with a euphemistic deception of evil to convince you to believe them. What do you think happens in Russia? What do you think happens in the UK? What do you think happens in Korea, China? The same thing. The same, man. It's happening that way. You got to get an education. This is not anti a religion, nor is this episode pro any religion. These are just two examples. Extreme, large examples. Extreme, large venues of a religion on the planet. Failures, identity. There's good and bad in everything. Good and bad in religion, good and bad in a city, good and bad in an area that the government would say, oh, it's one of the most violent places in America. There's still good in it. You just got to know where to go. And if you live in a violent city and someone asks, well, can you do anything fun? Yes. It's a heterogeneity. It's our city. It's homogeneous. You just got to know where to go and have a good time. Kind of like you got to know where to go and get a good education, and you got to know where to go to watch a live stream or a show that can let you know that you do not understand Muslim, Islamist, Christian nationalist, Islamic extremist. You really don't have the foundation to it. Go get the foundation. Thanks for watching. Universities are kicking off, semesters coming up, so best of luck to everybody. I'm looking forward to it. Download the document for those of you that are in psychology, sociology, and CJ. And especially some of you that are on campus in the theologian side of it. So that you can read it together and make a few people psychologically angry and tetraphan, and then fear spreads because you aren't as scholar as you thought you were. Have a good night.